Okay, you can start.
Since the dawn of time, man has always wanted more. Adam wanted knowledge of good and evil. Icarus wanted to fly as high as he could. Caesar wanted to rule Rome and the world. Vanderbilt wanted to rule the railroads. And Steve Jobs wanted to reinvent the technology we use every day. Now, no matter how you try to spin these things, these men were just trying to further themselves. Yes, they may have been trying to help other people, and good on them for doing that. But in the end, they were still just trying to make it better for themselves. And that is not bad. See, greed, merited greed, that is quite simply good. At this point, let me just explain what I mean by merited greed. Now, say Michael, or no, not you, not yet. Now, Megan over here, she's got 10 beans. Alright? She wants a snazzy outfit that costs 20 beans. So being the good person that she is, she works really hard at her job so she can manage to afford the 20 beans to buy that outfit. Good job, Megan. This is merited greed, using your own effort to achieve your goal. Alright? On the other hand, there is unmerited greed, like Haley over here. See, she also only has 10 beans, and she wants some really cute earrings that cost 20 beans. But she's not that good of a person. She steals some beans from Will. Or maybe she files for a tax return, even though she hasn't paid any taxes at all, like half of the nation today. Or maybe she just buys them on credit without any intention of fully paying that credit off. This is unmerited greed. It's undeservedly wanting a product the producer has no intention of providing without payment. And that's bad. Now, merited greed, henceforth, will simply be referred to as greed. Now, say Michael one day, he's a greedy guy. You know, he just wants to get as many beans as he can. So, being the smart guy he is, he invents the widget, a super cool cup holder that can fit any cup size whatsoever. Alright, this thing is the bomb. Right away, a whole bunch of the class just snatches up as many widgets as it can, and he begins making a profit. However, he's still simply a greedy guy. So he hires Jonathan and Mitch to start producing more widgets for other classes too, since word has undoubtedly spread of this wonderful, amazing cup holder. Now, everyone is beginning to benefit. Michael is getting a bunch of beans. Jonathan and Mitch are beginning to get an income, they have steady jobs. And then people are getting their cups held. This is great. All thanks to greed. Now, one day, while on a long walk on a beach, Connor over here thinks of a better way to improve the widget by adding temperature controls and making it more ergonomically designed. However, in its current state, the production would cost far too much for it to be reasonable. So he teams up with Connor to find a better way to produce these, just make them more innovative production style. And thus came about the Smidget. They too begin to prosper, selling theirs to many people and hiring other people. So there's just lots of beans circulating everywhere at this point. Okay? However, one day, Michael's business starts to become disrupted by Connor and Connor Company's business. And thus begins the great cycle of competition. Both sides are beginning, that makes sense later, don't worry. They're beginning to compete for how many beans they can. And everyone is benefiting. People are getting their QT slushies held better and better. People are getting jobs to produce the widgets. And other industries are benefiting because, widgets and sprints don't come out of midair. You gotta have materials to produce them. Marketing agencies are improving because spreading the word. And the bosses are obviously benefiting from all the beans they're making. Now, some of you may be saying, Matthew, your analogy is stupid. Nothing like this would happen in the real world. And to you, I say nay. Target and Walmart, Burger King and McDonald's, Apple and Microsoft. All these companies are competing with each other. And although a bit more complicated, they still have the same basic, how can I make the most money the most efficiently? Just look at how many Samsung Galaxies and iPhones there are nowadays. They continue to innovate and improve to get the most money they can. If they were the only ones, why would they need to keep redoing it? That's just wasting money. That's silly. some of you really dedicated naysayers may be saying, no, greed is bad because monopolies. Well, monopolies aren't real. They are impossibility in a true free market economy. Let's say one day, wonderful pistachio decides to rule every single nut farm in the world. They are the sole pistachio makers in the world, so far. Another man, just one day, your average Joe, had a coffee bean joke, could just make... He could start his own nut farm and start selling stuff. And he may benefit, he may prosper, because other people want to buy his beans. However, his beans might be expensive, and people don't want to pay for expensive pistachios, because that's just silly. And he has every right for his business to fail because of that, because it's just business. I mean, yeah. Other people may be saying corporations are bad, and that's why we have unions. You ever thought that unions too are greedy? Think of all the times they demanded higher wages. How could they even be surviving enough to ask for wages, to ask for higher wages if they're not surviving on their already wages? They're greedy. I mean, like, yeah, and they have every right to be, because that's just simply how the world works. Alright, now, success nowadays is defined by how successful you are. How many AP classes you take, how much weight you can lift, how many followers you have on Twitter. One day, many of us will measure our success by how much money we make, how many beans we make, if you will. And this is good. It's not bad. It's greed. It inspires innovation, it creates new world markets, and it benefits everything. It creates new ways for the world to exist that no one could have imagined. That is, those without greed. I'm done.